they just doing any damn
ECW
thing.
matches. But for this, it's like they were overcome with the stuns.
This is a fucking train wreck, man. Welcome back to the channel, everybody. KAOS Reborn in the building, and we got another wrestling video for you today. We got 10 WWE wrestlers who unintentionally made their matches hilarious. I know it says funny, but I wanted to say hilarious. So, before I start this video, like, subscribe to the bell notification, join the squad. You know what it is. Run them numbers up for your boy. Get them numbers up there. I'm trying to create a lot of content for y'all, whether it's gaming, video games, wrestling video games, fighting games, and wrestling content. I might start doing like little podcasts if I can get some friends on and stuff like that. I don't want to do solo podcasts. I don't think that works well. You know, unless you got people sending in questions and all that kind of stuff. But maybe that'll come down the line. But trying to get some friends on so we can run like podcasts, do weekly things, talk about, you know, what happened throughout the week of wrestling, just news on stuff like that. And start doing like watch-alongs with the pay-per-views and all that kind of stuff. You know what it is. We'll see what happens. But let me shut up and get into this video. So let's go. Right one picked. Yeah.
1, 2. Is this on?
In wrestling, we often find ourselves ironically laughing at the action. Usually because of how ridiculous the situation
that was so
is.
stupid.
How the hell do you get DQ'd now?
Did he get DQ'd? The refs stopped the match.
Or you might see a match that's intended to be serious, but it's
That
so
was
bad,
bad.
laughing is the only way to sit through it.
Why is he doing that?
We'll highlight plenty of these and much more today.
Is this one I'm trying to remember.
Start humping.
The
What do you
kennel.
want them to do? They're dogs. That dog got beat off, I think.
As we list 10 unintentionally funny matches.
Didn't he win the match because of that?
Probably everybody in the arena started laughing. Pretty much ruined the match.
Shawn Michaels' clash with Hulk Hogan at SummerSlam 2005 was meant to be the first of a 3-match series between the two. Michaels
Hogan's a
expected
bitch,
it to
we
be a
know this,
babyface
so it
versus
didn't go that
babyface
way.
clash until the higher-ups told him they wanted the old Shawn back from 1997. And for the next few weeks, that's certainly what they got.
It's not how old you are, it's how old you feel, brother. And I feel 157, brother.
Hogan claims he pulled the plug on there being more than one match due to HBK's behavior throughout the feud.
If it's going to be a clown show now, from this point on, then I don't want to.
Bitch, you are a clown. So it can be nothing but a clown show with you.
I thought this guy really wanted to dig and draw some money.
You know, asked him.
It would have drew
"Are you
money.
okay with all this?" And it was the
Just
no
because it
problem,
was-
brother. You know, and I got news for you. If he denies it, I'll tell him to his face. If you find later on in life, wow, some of the most successful people in this business, you know, are the most insecure.
Shawn went to insane lengths to comically oversell.
Like, it would have
I wasn't
sold
trying
just
to
because it
bury
was
the
them
guy,
two.
You know, really, really badly. But that is the way I sold when I was a heel. And now now you fast forward to 2005, and that's known as overselling. I mean, that's how I used to bump for everybody in '95, and nobody minded it. I mean, Ziggler does it now, and nobody calls it overselling.
Hey, he's oversold, but he oversold in that match. We know he did. Like, all that, he did a lot. But it was still funny, and I liked it.
Like he was agile, he was nimble. He had a catcher's catch can style.
The showstopper completely stole the show.
You know, I already knew what I was going to do. I was going to go out there and do business, but I was going to make him earn it. Just to be a pain in the butt all day. And that was something I did just for my own enjoyment. And that isn't right, it isn't professional, but it is the truth.
Hulk has
Whatever.
won numerous other matches which had fans laughing, even though Hogan's intention wasn't comedy, whether it be from botches or just silly moments.
And he sandbagged him so he couldn't get the move off good. Because everybody know he's a bitch.
Look at the strength possessed. He did it by Nikolai Volkov.
That boy Nikolai.
Boom! He's not done with this move yet.
Hollywood Hogan's match with the Ultimate Warrior at Halloween Havoc 98 might be the Hulkster's worst outing. It was comically bad. The bout was topped off by the final sequence that saw Hogan singe his eyebrows off after flash paper blew up in his
Two-way
face
Merle.
following a botched fireball spot.
It's a lighter.
Yeah, that was trash. That was trash. That was trash.
And I think probably everybody in the arena started laughing.
Yeah.
Pretty much ruined the match.
Halloween Havoc from 3 years prior was even funnier for Hogan. He began the night inadvertently pushing the Giant up the roof of a building following a monster truck match.
Get him off of there! God. No!
The night ended
failed
with
to the
Hulk
second
being squeezed
roof.
from the rear by the Yeti during Hogan's match with the Giant, who himself was
Yeti.
now fully recovered after previously
just
plunging to his
horrible.
apparent demise.
What in the
fuck
hell
is
going
that?
on? And who is on whose side?
The Hulkster's over-the-top pantomime style in the ring is quite funny to look back on today, but that doesn't make it any less iconic.
Savage trying to wake Hogan.
He's gonna turn on Hogan. I told you.
He woke up Hogan with a big elbow.
The Big Show is one of the most unintentionally funny
Terrible.
wrestlers of all time.
No, Big Show is hilarious, man.
Big Show gingerly making his way to the top rope. Don't do it, Big Show.
Don't do it. Don't do it, Big Show. Oh, my goodness.
Big Show's on the top rope. Oh, my God.
And while many of his matches may not have been played up for laughs, the end result sometimes
Hey,
found
that
fans
table
unable
held
to
a lot
hold
of
it
weight
in
up.
while watching.
Oh, Roman Reigns.
You would have thought that that would have crumbled.
Show's sumo match with Akibono at WrestleMania 21 saw the world's
Ah.
largest athlete get put on his 7-foot, 500-pound ass that was visible for the
Yeah.
world to see. Show's feud with
Ak was
Cody
too
Rhodes
big for
centered
that.
on how poorly the Giant had been booked during his time with WWE, which inadvertently made him a joke character on countless occasions.
And Big Show, and look at Cody. Smart.
Winner!
Wait, whoa. Big Show, and look at Cody. Smart.
Oh, I thought it was a damn roach running across the damn mat. I don't think you can see it. Well, I was. Can you see it? I think I got to go this way. It's like right there. There we go. I thought it was a roach that went across the
Character on
mat, but it's only
countless
because of
And Big Show, and look at Cody.
the table. A piece came off of it.
Wait, whoa.
Sometimes Show would try and stick it to the higher-ups and the view they held of him. His match versus Kane on Raw in 2006 saw the two giants performing cruiserweight moves, which made for a surreal sight.
The wrestling
Hurricanranas and stuff, huh?
Try to tear each other's limbs apart.
Big Show did this again during a match with Braun Strowman in 2017. By this point, a high-ranking official had already told Show he would never main event a pay-per-view ever again, and that his role was purely to get other talent over.
Oh, no.
Oh,
What's Big Show thinking?
wait a minute.
Oh, you gotta be kidding me. The world's largest baseball slide.
Show starred in the first ever Punjabi prison match at the 2006
It's crazy
Great
how the
American
Punjabi
Bash. This is
prison
one of
match
the more
didn't
absurd
have
matches,
an
from
Indian
the look
wrestler
to the
in it.
rules to the poor quality of each match. That being said, the Punjabi prison
Punjabi
is one of those
wrestler.
intriguing concepts that's so bad it's interesting, and often quite amusing in execution. Big Show's hilarious facial expressions stole the show in the first prison match.
Look at the picture of the Big Show right there, looking at the Punjabi prison. That's the look that everyone had backstage when we saw the Punjabi prison.
You'd swear it was a retirement match, given how Show reacted to being defeated by The Undertaker, halfway between anger, sadness, and despair.
You saw the Undertaker we have been wanting to see.
After missing the first Punjabi prison match due to injury, the Great Khali starred in the second against Batista with the World Heavyweight title on the line. This match emphasized how odd the cage is designed, since it's not hard to exit the entire structure once you get to the top of the first cage.
Look at this.
Like, for real.
Look at this. Oh, my.
Why am I going to go all the way down to go back up?
It was only fitting that the Great Khali made his grand return at Battleground 2017 to help Jinder Mahal
Help
to
Jinder.
victory in what could have been the final ever Punjabi prison match.
Randy Orton, one more shot here to Samir Singh.
Khali's appearance was one of the few highlights on a night that saw Randy Orton challenge Jinder for the WWE Championship inside the structure.
Reaching through the board in that opening. The size of Khali and Jinder.
They could have did so
After
much
the belt,
better
the
with
Punjabi
Jinder as
Playboy
champ,
hilariously
man.
hoisted the WWE belt up as if he
Right,
just
like
won
he
it.
sure was holding it like, yeah, this is my belt.
One of the few matches worse than any of the Punjabi prisons is the infamous Kennel from Hell from Unforgiven 1999. Al Snow and Big Boss Man's match was supposed to feature trained attack dogs on the outside, but because the higher-ups waited until the last minute, all they could source for the match were regular dogs.
They called a veterinarian clinic there in Charlotte, got on the
That was
list
so
of owners'
bad.
names who had Rottweilers, and then went and called them and brought them to the arena.
The dogs urinated, defecated, and fornicated on the outside while the wrestlers worked an abysmal contest in the ring.
Oh, get out. You stupid dog. Bite his hand.
It's like they running and acting so scared of dogs that ain't got
They might have
no.
started humping.
They don't care about them.
What do you want them to do? They're dogs.
That dog got beat off, I think.
Despite the absurdness of the storyline where Al Snow's dog Pepper was kidnapped, cooked, and fed to him by the Boss Man, the match itself didn't have any intentional comedy spots. It was meant to be a serious encounter since Boss
it was
Man
just
had made
garbo.
Snow eat his own dog.
100% grade A pepper. No. What's the matter, Al? Oh, you don't like pepper?
This makes it all the more funny given how badly things went.
The number one rule in entertainment is you don't work with animals or kids. They'll always outshine you, upstage you, or they'll screw up the whole scene.
Face first. What the heck is...
I would have made sure that I found trained dogs that were highly trained with one person, because every time I went and spoke to Russo, I said that. Vince McMahon himself actually apologized to me for putting me in that situation.
You couldn't
Terrible.
even show them on the air nor interact with them. Well, then you've completely hamstrung, the whole thing.
Well, running for the Rottweilers here. Keep those dogs on their leash. He's down.
Our previous entry might not be the worst Hell in a Cell style match of all time though. That distinction may have to go to Seth Rollins and The Fiend's Abomination in 2019.
was like-
the ending epitomized how atrocious
I hated-
WWE's product was during this time. The match was stopped after Rollins
hated-
destroyed The Fiend with a hammer. Since it was a referee stoppage, Seth
It's
should
like,
have
how
been
do you have
declared
a
the winner.
stoppage
However, the
in the
bout
damn
essentially
world
finished in a
title?
disqualification.
No, don't do it.
Hell in the Cell. And then he gets up like all of 3 seconds
You may
later.
not ask me back for another one of these, but how the hell do you get DQ now?
Did he get DQ'd or the refs to stop the match?
Bray Wyatt will go down as one of the great
So
WWE
stupid.
characters. But unfortunately, there were countless occasions where he was the victim of bad creative and terrible booking.
Yeah, like
this in turn led
the
to some
projections
comically
on
bad
the
matches.
ring and all kind of stuff. The
By Goldberg.
what was it? The neon lights match or whatever that shit was. Terrible.
Exiting through the door is a pretty lame way to win a cage match, but Wyatt's victory over John Cena at Extreme Rules 2014 takes the cake. Later in the year at TLC, Bray defeated Dean Ambrose thanks to some technical difficulties. Wyatt had a good laugh after an intruder tried to make themselves Ambrose and Roman Reigns' mystery partner at Night of Champions 2015.
Yeah, they went in there and grabbed dude. That's your guy.
Bray lost to Randy Orton at WrestleMania 33, despite Wyatt making LED bugs appear on the mat.
Yeah, that was so stupid. Because the wrestlers in the ring can't really see it like that. Like, you see it, but you don't see
A month
it.
later at Payback, Bray and Randy worked the House of Horrors match. This was completely panned by fans due to its boring nature and overall ridiculousness.
Like, match over after
The
that.
Swamp match with Braun Strowman at Extreme Rules 2020 wasn't much better. Whilst working as The Fiend at TLC 2020, Bray
That
was
was some
burned to a
bad
crisp
stuff,
by
man.
Orton.
You can clearly see how fake it is. And that can only happen during Thunderdome era. Otherwise, it never would have went down. But they've done some horrible stuff. I can't lie,
Fiend wrestled
man.
one more match against Orton at WrestleMania 37, where this happened.
It's the Alexa Bliss one. Yeah.
And now Orton from behind with an RKO.
The Sandman and Sabu's match from ECW November to Remember 97 was one big
They had
comedy
some
show.
dumbass
Both men
endings
worked
for
hard
Bray
and took some
matches,
big
man.
bumps, but every spot is downright hilarious.
Climbing the turnbuckles?
Climbing the turnbuckles?
The Sandman is usually drunk for all his matches, but before this one, he'd taken 2 tabs of acid.
There was acid
Dang.
floating around the dressing room. He took a double dose. He thought he'd seen Godzilla in the ring. He thought he was fighting a monster. He was tripping big time.
Like,
I was just trying to
bruh,
stay
what are you
alive.
There's a host of
doing?
botches and equipment malfunctions. It was essentially a triple threat match between the 2 competitors and the ladder,
Ooh. Ooh.
with run-ins from each of the tables that were broken.
Sandman trying to lay out Sabu on that table. And puts him right through it.
The gritty presentation with the
they
handheld
was
camera up
tripping.
close and personal with the action makes this an insane spectacle.
That's like one of them Japan tables. Them things don't break that easy.
The match embodies the chaotic crash and burn style of ECW. You just can't look away from this performance art disaster piece.
Sabu through fire again.
Performance
was
art
that a
disaster
horrible one
piece.
too? Oh,
Sabu
damn.
through fire again.
Clocking in just shy of 21 minutes in length. As each man one-ups each other with the next spot, you wonder what more they can do with a table and ladder.
What in the...
The crowd was
They
usually
just
a massive
doing
factor
any
during
damn
ECW
thing.
matches, but for this, it's like they were overcome with a stunned silence.
This is a fucking train wreck, man.
Historically, Brock Lesnar
Did that ladder hit people in our crowd? Oh, nah.
Historically, Brock Lesnar has been the antithesis of comedy in the ring.
Suplex
City, bitch. Suplex City, bitch.
But over the years, some of these actions in the square circle have
Yeah,
made
best
us chuckle.
friend, and then he's gonna throw him out.
To the champion. Here's the cover. Hook for the leg. Brock Lesnar.
Move, nigga.
What the hell is Lesnar doing here?
Hey, that was so dumb of a person who's not even in the match just running in and winning. When was that Ali who was sitting there, hands on the thing? Just pull it down before he gets to the ring. What's so hard about that? That was such a dumb move. Brock, you messing up, man.
Not gonna like that. Look at this.
Particularly his
Shut your ass.
comedic facial expressions made in the heat of battle.
You got to show our truth, man. This
I can
big
assure you,
motherfucker
Brock
right here.
Lesnar has never encountered an athlete quite like Keith Lee. The Kimura lock that Brock Lesnar has put in the arms of Triple H and Shawn Michaels in the past.
Brock's pants ripped during his match with Cody Rhodes at SummerSlam 2023 and only got more torn up as the physicality continued. Fans feared Lesnar may have an even worse wardrobe malfunction. By the end, his drawers were almost hanging off.
Has it hooked?
I mean, he wrestled the first part of his career in trunks anyway.
WCW was full of horrible matches that had fans laughing in ironic fashion all throughout. The company was especially infamous for their elaborate gimmick matches that left fans asking, what were they smoking, because it must be good. The Chamber of Horrors match from the 1991 Halloween Havoc pitted 6 great wrestlers in one big shitfest. Abdullah the Butcher and the future Giant Gonzalez were also involved.
Man, this one is hard to call, and fans, for that we apologize.
It was an 8-man tag team cage match where the only way to win was to lock any opponent in the electric chair and fry them till their toes upon flipping the switch. However, the switch fell down during the match, meaning Cactus Jack had to bring it back up only to pull it down again for the finish.
The handle that you pull to electrocute the guy. Flops down, pushes it back up and pulls it down.
Steiner's in there. I don't know the condition of Abdullah the Butcher, and I don't see anybody rushing to give him mouth-to-mouth resuscitation, as a matter of fact.
Last and most certainly least, we've got a stinker from the women's season of NXT in 2010. It felt like this series was set up to fail since from the women's season of NXT in 2010. It felt like this series was set up, and most certainly least, we've got a stinker from the women's.
She was nowhere near her. Fam. Like, she touched nothing on her.
NXT in 2010. It felt like this series was set up to fail since the announcers were given free reign to crap on just about everything that took place each week.
Yeah, I was just trying to say, because I was trying to say earlier, wasn't this when Michael was just like ragging on anything that like the Divas did or whatever? Yeah.
It's vintage Maxine right here. It's vintage Maxine. She's had like one match. It's vintage.
It's vintage.
Avast virus database has been updated.
What in the world is going on? Well, we're not the only ones.
That's so messed
but then again,
up,
that's
dude.
the only reason we even remember it to begin with. Michael Cole was certainly the highlight of the season, and one match where he completely stole the show occurred on the October 19th broadcast where Caitlyn wrestled Maxine.
Is this match still going on? Oh, I don't know what is going on. Oh!
They were
was
so bogus
bad,
for
Cole
that,
got up from the
man.
announce table and took a phone call.
Who's on the phone? Who would want to talk to Tony Chimmel?
The finish was simply diabolical. Just listen to the commentator's reaction and keep your eye on Cole face-palming at the desk.
On his Blackberry.
Sunset flip, roll through, her shoulders are
Cole showed
That
us
was
here how
horrible.
some words are better left unsaid and some matches are better left unseen.
There are a lot of words to describe this. Horrible, despicable, terrible, small package.
Now, if you enjoyed this video, be sure to
Hey,
check
so
out our similar
dirty,
video
man.
on Scott Steiner being hilariously unhinged for 18 minutes straight. Hope you have a great day, and I'll see you next.
Michael Cole was dirty for that, man. I'm sure it was Vince who put him up to it, but they was so messed up for that, man. Let them women go out there and do their thing. They trying, man. They trying. You know, some of them got way better. Some of them just weren't around anymore. But, yeah, man. Some of those matches were so bad, like the kennel and the little, what's the little cage match where you had to fry them or whatever with the electric chair. It's like, who thinks of this shit? Who comes up with some of this? You be sitting there like, bruh, no one sat in the room and was like, you know what'd be good if we do this. Who thought of that? Terrible, man. Let me know what y'all think down below. Let me know if y'all got some matches y'all could think of that should have been on this list, or moments that should have been on this list that were unintentionally funny or whatever. I don't know. I'm about to start writing all this stuff down. We'll see what happens. Anyway, thank you all for watching. Like, subscribe, hit the bell notification. It's all free. Ain't gotta pay no money. It's just free. It's free. Go ahead and do it, man. Run the numbers up. Share it with your friends. Share it with everybody. Share it around the world. Share it on Twitter. Share it on MySpace. Share it on Black Planet. Share it on AOL Instant Messenger. Share it everywhere. You feel me? Appreciate y'all. That being said, KAOS out.